What's up, people? What's up, people? It's me. It's me, guys. Just give me 1 second here.
I'm Doc.
Hello. Hello, viewer. And hello, first viewer. I don't know who you are, but hello. Welcome to the show. And they're gone. Damn it. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. We're about to get started. Hello, viewer. First viewer. No, I can't say you're the first, but you are definitely the only person watching this right now. So welcome. Feel free to talk to me in the chat. I don't know who you are. But welcome to the stream. Man. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Welcome. I had 9.5 hours of sleep last night. And now I feel very zen. So it's almost like I'm floating. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Feel free to hop in the chat, guys. Feel free to hop in the chat. Feel free to hop in the chat. I will talk to you. If not, we're just gonna get started. Today we are looking at claw code again. We're gonna start with looking into hooks on claw code. I've never used hooks in claw code, but I have a very limited understanding of what it is because I actually never looked at it. So we're gonna look at hooks, and we're gonna start working on our next task for the project. Oh, what happened? YouTube is not maintaining receiving enough video. Oh, is this buffering for people? That's not good. What do I do to make this better? Okay, so if the stream's quality is bad, let me know. But I'm looking at the the widget here, I don't know if it's actually like freezing or what. So yeah. Let me know. But let's look at clock code hooks. Let's see. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see my screen. Clock code hooks. Hooks reference. Get started with clock code hooks. Learn how to customize and extend clock code's behavior by registering shell commands. Clock code hooks are shell commands. That's the only way to do hooks for clock code. Clock code hooks are user-defined shell commands that execute at various points in Claude's lifecycle. Makes sense. In the name, hooks. Hooks provide deterministic control over clock code's behavior, ensuring certain actions always happen rather than relying on the LLM to choose to run them. So I guess instead of in my clock code rules file, instead of saying in the rules that, hey, after every action that you write code, you need to run pm lint, we can just create a hook for that. And we take that out of the rules so that it doesn't need to remember that in the context window, and we just run it automatically. Example use cases of hooks include notification. Customize how you get notified when cloud code is waiting for your input or permission. Maybe we can hook this into Slack, so I can minimize my cloud code instance, my terminal, and go to Slack, and maybe I get like a ping from cloud code. Automating formatting, run prettier. Yeah, this is one of the things I was thinking about. Logging. Okay, that's cool. Track and count all executed commands for compliance. Debugging. Feedback. Provide automated feedback when cloud code produces code that does not follow your code base conventions. Whoa. How would one do that with just bash script? Custom permissions, block modifications to production files or sensitive directories. So I guess we can run this hook right before it write, I would assume. You must consider security implication of hooks as you add them, because hooks run automatically during the agent loop with your current environment's credentials. So whatever credentials you have or privileges you have, this also has that, because it's a bash script, which is not the same as the permission level that Claude code has. For example, malicious hooks code can exfiltrate your data. Makes sense? Always review hook implementations before registering them. For security best practices, see security considerations. When you put something like this in the documentation, you know people won't read it unless you work in security. Hook events overview. Cloud code provides several hook events that run at different points in the workflow. Pre-tool use runs before tool calls, can block tool calls, that's great. Post-tool use runs after tool call is complete. User prompt submit runs when the user submits a prompt before Claude processes it. Notification runs when Claude Code sends notification. So sometimes I get like a ping from Claude Code when it's done, or when it's asking for user input, so I could run there. Stop runs when Claude Code finishes responding. Sub-agent stop runs when sub-agent task complete. Pre-compact runs before Claude Code is about to run a compact operation. Session start runs when Claude Code starts a new session or resumes existing session. Okay, makes sense. So the thing is, when we're using this in our day-to-day as an end user, I don't see myself doing a lot of like hook stuff. But for automation, I think this is great. Automation with Claude Code SDK, it's running in headless mode. I think this is going to be very useful. because there's all kinds of telemetry data you want to like emit, right? And then you want to save that to your whatever, right? Maybe, okay, here's the thing. This gives me an idea. So I don't know if I don't know if whoever was watching this remember that I was building a project called CLI on the cloud. Ooh, what is this? This is so relevant right now. Let's see. So I was building this project called CLI on the cloud, and we had issues with only being able to see the final generation from Cloud Code, which could take a long time. I'm thinking what we can do is we can use a hook between tools to kind of like stream data out of the sandbox, to the sandbox, and then from there, on the front end, we can grab that and then we can display some sort of progress or tool call or whatever. So I like that idea a lot. I think having hooks, and I don't think any other CLI tool has it other than Cloud Code. So if I were to put this in, it's gonna have to be Cloud Code, because as far as I know, Cursor CLI does not have that because this thing is still in beta. Keyboard shortcut. Yeah, there's no such thing as hooks here, I don't think. Connect to your project management tools. Oh, it's just an MCP server. Okay. Yeah. I wonder if there's an MCP server for GitHub issues. GitHub issues, MCP server, Cloud Code. Because some people use Linear, some people use Jira. We use GitHub issues. So I wonder if we hook GitHub MCP server to our Cloud Code, we don't have to explain to it what the task is, but we just tell it, hey, do this task that says we're going to do this, and then it'll be able to read that task. I think that'd be great. I don't know how much time it'll save us though, but it'll definitely make us write our shapes better, our feature requirements better, and then from there we don't just half-ass the feature requirements on GitHub issue, and then we can just, because we know we can just prompt it better. Cloud Code hooks mastery. Okay. I usually get very skeptical when I look at a repo like this, where it's like, this is the Bible. I'm like, no, this shit just came out recently. Nobody. What gives you the authority to make this the source of ultimate? I'm just gonna read this. Okay, optional. What is this? Just tell me what it is. Quickly master how to use Cloud Code hooks to add deterministic or non-deterministic control over Cloud Code's behavior. Plus, learn about Cloud Code sub-agent. Meta agent. Oh, this is something you made up. Whoever you are, Mr. DevDan. Wow. Indie DevDan. I want to see his YouTube channel. Okay. GenUI. Cloud Code hooks.
Engineers.
This is cool. When I say this is cool, I mean like the background and the way that this is displayed. I think it's pretty cool. But it's cool. I might watch this later. Subscribe. Principal AI coding. Okay. It's an interesting way to make a video, because the camera is on the computer the whole time and the person's talking. How What this? Okay, what am I looking at? Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna move back here. Go back to our project here. I'm just gonna add a task here to explore you know, send notification specifically for clock code only. Leverage hooks to send agent status into the stream to front end. Yeah, although it sounds very specific for a shape, I still want to add it. Create new issue, shape, create. Okay. And if I sound like I'm low energy, because I am, there's no way around it. Yeah, so I guess by this point, we know what hooks are. Maybe create one. In this quick start, you had a hook that logs the shell commands that clock code runs. Install JQ for JSON processing in the command line. Step 1. What's up, Isolated? Hello. Welcome to the stream, buddy. Glad you're here. Yeah, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what do you do, all that stuff. We're just looking at clock code hooks right now. Open hooks configuration, run the hooks / command, select the pre-tool use hook event, pre-tool use hook run before tool calls and can block them while providing clock feedback on what to do differently. Add a matcher. Select add matcher to run your hook only on bash tool calls. Bash for the matcher. Add the hook. Select add the hook, add new hook, and enter this command. JQ. Okay. Dot tool input. Dot command. Dot tool input. Dot description. Oh, interesting. So I can get certain metadata out of this. It's actually sick. For storage, select locations, select user settings. Since you're logging to your home directory, this hook will then apply to all projects. Okay. Verify your hook. Run hooks again and check Claude settings to see your configuration. So it could be like project level or, global. Just like how we did our sub agent yesterday. Test your hook, ask Claude to run a simple command like ls and check your log file. Okay, sweet. Yeah, this is great because when we're using Claude code in headless mode, we only get the final response and it takes forever to get there. We definitely can use hook to essentially, here's the thing. We know that this hook can be run at any point and we want to potentially stream, like just pipe things into the console as clock code is running headless, and then we capture that string and then we display it on the front end, I'm guessing. I'm trying to figure out if for Cell Sandbox when it sends the output, if it's like streaming or what. Stream. I believe it's streaming. My introduction is gonna sound a little unusual. I'm a school dropout, 24. I work for a US startup as a full stack developer. I'm also building my own project startup. Man, you're at the right place. That does not sound unusual at all. Welcome. Like, it's a lot of people like you, man. You just have to find where they are. I don't know if you live in a major city like Mumbai or you in a small town. I don't know if you live in the US or currently living in India, but A lot of times it's hard to find like-minded people in your own city, not because they don't exist, but because you don't know their circle. And people usually say, when you move to a new city, just hop on meetup.com. No, like all those shits is whack. Like when you go on to like the public meetups events, they're so bad. And I remember one time I went to one. It's called who gives a shit? I'm just gonna tell you. So meetup.com, right? I go to meetup.com and then I went to an event. This is sick, by the way. This is great. Love these guys. They do awesome stuff. This is how I met my first like tech friends in Ottawa. So I went to this event. Oh, it's tomorrow. I should probably sign up. Yeah. I'm going through some personal stuff, so I need to fill my calendar with social things. Yeah, so when you go to meetup.com, you keep seeing stuff like this. You keep seeing stuff like this, and you look at it and you're like, oh, it's going to be people just like me, you know, young, ambitious. And you pull up, and it's always people, like, no offense to people over like 50s, 40s, but it's always an older crowd and like all like boring and weird. And I feel like it's it's probably the same for every city. It's like all the public events are always people who aren't from the city or who are, you know, desperate to get people in. And events that are not super publicized like this, I don't know why I said to get now, are usually better, because then I don't know, like the crowd is like more connected. That's what they knew about the event, and then they can go to it. But then all these things are always so whack. Always, almost always. I've never been to one that is not great, except for an event that I went to a couple times. I think it's called like a bad movie night. So all of us would go to like the public library and watch like a really shitty movie, and they're all horror films, shitty horror film or bad horror film night or something like that. I thought that was fun. But then like the crowd is just so not not me, like not my age, not me, not interesting. Work for the government. That's just the nature of where I live. Yeah. Let's say you're 24, if you're a founder, you work for a startup, you pull up, and then it's gonna be a crowd like literally like this. And this group is I've never been to any of their events. They might be chill actually, but at least from my experience, I've never found a group that is like. So that's why I started a group, and now it's great. And this group is great. This 4JS group is great. Like I started a group, and I found the people who are like me. Ooh. I think something just crashed. Why the hell is it always crashing, bruh? Let's see. I hope it's still running. So when you there's two ways to do it, right? So you can either start your own party and people will come, or you find somebody else's party and join them. Let me see here. Why is my setup like this? Okay, my computer is extremely slow. Maybe it's time to upgrade. Oh my god. Yeah, it's always anyways, we were talking about hooks, right? Yeah, this event's great. Asians from scratch. Talking about Asians now. Okay, sweet. Okay, we're talking about what is it called? What is my age? 29. I am 29. Yeah. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna show you guys something. Yeah, so we can try to create a hook and then see what it does. So we got here markdown formatting hook, automatically fix language tags and formatting issues in markdown. This is great because then what I can think of in terms of like Claude Code is that I can have an agent that writes, let's say like Mermaid.js graphs, charts, diagrams, and I could have a hook that clean up that stuff after, because AI always writes like invalid Mermaid.js. It always does that, and it's horrible. So we can have a hook to like clean up the stuff afterwards. And when we say bash scripts, we can, I guess actually we can do like Python script as well, because you can run this with Python. I think my screen is frozen. Man, okay. Let me see if I can figure this out. Yeah, because I'm definitely looking at something else right now. So thanks for telling me that. Let's see. Display capture, window capture, display capture. Okay, hopefully we're back. I sure hope it's back, because I don't know how to fix this. So many things hooked up to this tiny computer. Okay, let me know if oh yeah, I think the screen is fine. Okay, sweet. Perfect. Okay, great. So as I was saying, we can write Python scripts. Make the script executable. This hook automatically detect programming languages, unlabeled code blocks, add appropriate language tags. Nice. Fixes excessive blank lines. So actually what we can do is we can write a hook to like remove inline comments from our generated code, right? Because if you use AI to write code a lot, you know that it always puts inline comments into your generated code. So what you can do is you can just strip them all out. I think I'll do that. File protection hook. Okay. Pre-tool use matcher edit multi-edit right. Command C. Python import JSON tool input. Okay, so I guess we have variables that we can use. Get file path, and then I guess we system exit to if any in path else. Okay, compressor. Okay, hook references. Man, I'm so hungry right now. Matcher, map pattern to match tool names, hooks, array, okay. Project specific hook scripts. Post tool use, notification, okay. User prompt submit, stop, sub agent stop, pre-compact. Yeah, makes sense. There are people online who really master the tool. But that's their problem. The problem is their goal is to master the tool. My goal is to build shit. That's why I learned like the tool can do 10 things. Maybe I'll learn like 2 things, and then I'll just go and build stuff, and then I learn more if I need it. But some people, like, their goal in life is to master these tools. I don't think your goal should ever be, if you see a course online that says like become a master, like, no, like the best programmers in the world they are really good at using the tools, but their goal is never to like master the tool, because the tool is just a tool. The goal is to build something great, not to be a master at tool use. Period. Or maybe I'm just hating because they know more than I do. It's almost like when you learn how to play Street Fighter, you only know like 2 buttons. You just keep spamming them. But that might win you tournaments. There was a quote from Jet Li or whoever. It was something like, "Don't fear the person who knows like 1,000 kicks. Or no, don't fear the person who knows 1,000 moves, but fear the person who practices the same kick 1,000 times." That's just coping. I feel like I'm coping, but I feel like I have a valid argument there. Either way, pre-compact. Okay. Same. I don't want to learn the freaking documentation, then build something. For me, I will have an idea. Dude, that's the right way to build stuff. Like, you should be motivated by the things you want to build, not necessarily the knowledge itself. In learning and development in corporate, reason why I know this is because I used to build a product in that space. Teams that track learning outcomes through learning as the outcome always get fired because they don't know how to prove value to the business when there's downturns. The teams that make the cut, I mean, this is probably not even 100% true, but the teams that usually understand the business value and the business outcome that is important track their outcomes differently. So they would track like performance indicators as opposed to like learning as the outcome. Because you can hit 100% on a learning like module, that doesn't mean you know how to use it. It doesn't mean you have the knowledge and can translate that to your job. Doesn't mean you'll be more productive. It just means that you complete the learning. That's it. So if you learn all this shit right here, like most of the YouTubers out there, most of the influencers out there, and then when you meet them, they're like, "Oh, did you know this? Did you know that?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know half the shit you're talking about." That's because you spend all day reading the scrolls while I'm like using my hammer to build something. Maybe I'm just hungry right now, but every time I learn something new though, it's so potent because I know exactly where to use it. And a lot of times, so I've been teaching developers for like 4 or 5 years at this point. It used to be full stack engineering and now it's AI engineering. The common problem is that people would set like a learning schedule for themselves and they wouldn't follow it. And the reason for that is because if you don't have a reason to learn all this stuff, then you won't do it. If you have a reason to learn all these new knowledge because you can apply it right away, then you will want to learn it because you need it to solve your own problems. So the coding school that I used to teach at, we would require people to just build projects and learn just enough to build those projects, as opposed to like, okay, we're gonna sit down and learn theory and then we're gonna learn homeworks, exercise. Nah, bro, like you need knowledge to solve a problem. You don't need knowledge just to need knowledge. Like learning just for the sake of learning is just it's academia. It's intellectual masturbation. Unless it could lead to something or like be applied somewhere. Like, what's the point? And even if it takes a long time, then you should be looking at application as the end goal, as opposed to like, oh, because my intellectual curiosity. Yeah, sure, but then you're not adding any value to the world. Yeah, I hope that with AI you have more time for yourself as well. God, I'm so hungry right now. But this is great. Like, what I would usually do is just copy this whole thing and then put it to Claude Code. To make Claude Code write its own hooks. That's what I would do. So I would do that. Okay, so I guess hooks. Jesus. Scary. Hooks are shell commands that you can register to run Claude Code processing. Okay, let's see. Keep my chat here. Doing clock code processing. Docs. Okay. Each hook event has its own input and output behavior. Multiple hooks can be registered per event. Execute in parallel. Any changes to hooks outside of hooks require restart. Okay. Timeout 60 seconds. Okay. So you can't be running too long. Multiple hooks can be registered per event. Cool. Hooks execute arbitrary shell commands. You said you're hungry the third time. Get yourself something maybe. Yeah, I think, just recently I learned that I do that to myself a lot. I would like not take care of my needs and then it'll hurt other people, essentially. But I will listen to, I promise you I will go get something to eat in like 10 minutes after I read this. You are solely responsible for ensuring your hooks are safe and secure. Hooks can modify, delete, or access any files your user account can access. Malicious or poorly written hooks can cause irreversible data loss or system damage. Anthropic provides no warranty and assumes no liability. Imagine. Why did they say it here and not like at the agent stage? Because like, oh man. Only use hooks from trusted sources. Okay. Review the hooks documentation. Okay. Select hook event. Oh, it's cool. Pre-tool use, post-tool use, notification, user prompt submit, session start, stop. Okay. Sub agent. Okay. As I was saying, we were gonna use a hook to remove inline comments, right? So post-tool use, perhaps, or right before Claude conclude its response. I think the tool it uses to write to file is the moment it writes to a file. So, oh man, okay. Post tool use tool matchers input to command is JSON with fields inputs. Tool call arguments, okay, and response tool call response. This reminds me of the AI SDK from Vercel. Recently, they updated to AI SDK 5, and when you call like stream text, now you have between steps events that you can hook into now. So it's kind of like this. Exit code 1, 0, standard output shown in transcript mode. Do I add one? I guess. Possible match your values for field tool name. Right. Edit. Multi-edit. It's cool that they have these examples down here. Otherwise, I'm like, what the hell did I put in here? Okay. Add new hook. Example. Can the hook be another LLM call? What are we doing really? Can you give me a high-level idea? Yeah, so every day I start the stream, we just learn something new. Today we learned about Claude Code hooks. And then the second half is we're just going to build a feature for like a real project. So my project is a AI homework grader. So I let people submit like usually like 50 submissions of like their project and their code. I teach like a bootcamp thing. And then instead of me going through them individually one by one to read the code and then give people feedbacks, I can take the GitHub URL from that project, spin up a sandbox, clone the repo into the sandbox, and let an AI agent read the whole thing and then give people feedbacks, and then pipe that back to Notion. So right now what we're doing is, even though we can read their code now, we want to look at their deployed applications, maybe on Vercel. So to do that, we're going to spin up a headless browser using BrowserBase, and then we're going to put our grading agent onto that environment so that it can go to that website that people put in their form, and then look at the website, look at the app, look at the instructions of how to use it. The agent will try to click around and try to use it. and then see if it works, and then give people feedbacks on there. So the goal is to finally give people feedbacks on two sides of things. So one's the code, the other thing is the deploy application, and then I can remove myself from the job. But yeah. So okay, so mature example. So here I think we need a script. We don't have a script, so we need to create a script and then run this. You know what? I'm really fucking hungry right now, honestly. But there's 5 people watching, or actually no, there's 1 now. But with that being said, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put a task here for myself to do this. If you want to hang out, go to my Discord, and yeah, we can make friends. Here, let me turn the camera to myself. Yeah, today's rough because my second screen just crashed, and then I'm like hungry as hell. But we will come back stronger. So here, let me give you the Discord. Here. Boom. So I gotta go eat. We'll get back maybe, yeah, definitely tomorrow. Every day I stream every day, so definitely come back tomorrow, and then we'll get it going. But yeah, nice to meet you, isolated from India. I shall see you all tomorrow, same time, 1 p.m. Right, man. Take care. See y'all.